Okay.
Okay. We may be live. I don't have YouTube open, but if we are, I think we are. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the 1K celebration. And we have so many special guests. And this is a double celebration because Rainey hit it today as well. So we've got two 1K celebrations. And we don't really have like plans for today except just to chat and hang out. It's nap time. We are getting ready for the Super Bowl around here. So yeah, everybody, let's introduce yourselves. Sarah, you're up.
Oh, Sarah from the Bookish Knitter. Sorry, my internet keeps going in and out on me.
Start us off there, Sarah. I love you. Rainey.
I'm Rainey from Rainy Day Reads.
In the 1K club.
Yep.
Oh, yes.
Yay.
I'm Krista from Books and Jams.
And I'm Bree from In Love and Words, as you can see down here.
And I'm Bree. Kill. My kids are so loud.
Yeah. So today I was like, I'm going to be cozy and comfortable and just sit in my living room. And then I looked around and I was like, my living room's crashed. How can I hide that? So here we are. So how's everyone's weekend going?
Good. Productive.
Oh, yeah. What have you been doing?
Just like everything that I needed to catch up on with like filming videos and editing videos. I got a video up yesterday, all that kind of stuff. All the things that I put off during the week because I don't have time, I was able to get done.
Yep. That is awesome. Gosh, we have so many great people. Katie, hello. Kim, Tara, Antonella, what time is it there? Izzy.
She's our ride or die, I swear. Like, we could be on at midnight, our time, and Antonella's going to figure out.
Trudy, Avery, Esquire to Read. What is your first name?
Oh,
Tori's here. What's up, Tori?
Gosh, so many people. So today, I think what I decided we should do, because I saw Crystal from Crystal's Bookish Life. She did a like tag or something, and I think it was from crud. I need to look and see where the source is from. But somebody on Instagram, it's 30 prompts for 30 recommendations. And so it's just like random stuff. And I thought about like doing it as a tag, and that stresses me out because you guys know recommendations kind of stress me out. So I was like, let's just do it on here. So if I don't
decided to stress us out.
That's right. Yes. So if I don't have an answer, I can just rely on you ladies to do it. And you guys in the chat, tell me your answers to these. Okay, I'm trying to find them.
It is 9:30 p.m. where Antonella is.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, thank you. So it's okay.
How does it feel? So for you and Rainey, before we get started, how does it feel? Like, I just hope that you both embrace the hell out of your hard work. And like, I know as women, sometimes it's hard for us to own our milestones, but like, you put in the work, you've earned it.
It feels mind-blowing that 1,000 people care about because my channel from the beginning, I was like, I'm just going to vlog because that's easiest. And like, I'm sit down videos. I know are not going to happen with 2 kids under 2. And so the fact that people care about like my rambling and all of that is just so mind-blowing and honoring and awesome. And yeah, it's awesome.
I'm still like in that stage of it's only been like a few hours. So I'm like, is it
Right.
So but
Yeah. I am so thankful because I went from like 990 something to like 1,005 like immediately. So I'm like, okay, I feel like I'm going to stay there for a second, but I don't know. You guys, the first thing I did, Rainey, do this, is go to Libro FM and get a part of their advanced listening group.
Yay!
And I got the Paris Library. So, Krista, have you did that?
No.
I have that one.
You
Look
do?
At me having an historical fiction novel.
I know. Look at you. I'm excited to read it because, like, historical is something I'm trying to get more into, and it's just Historathon right now, and a book about libraries. I mean,
Heck yeah.
Oh, Krista, did you read The Night Portrait? I read The Night Portrait at the end of 2020, and I loved it. I was like, this is why I miss historical fiction.
I never even heard of The Night Portrait. What
I
is
haven't either. Who's that by?
I'll send you. Don't, come on, guys. I don't remember the author. But I will pull it up on the Goodreads.
Speaking of the Goodreads, has anybody been having problems with it the past couple days?
Always.
Always. You're right. Yeah, you're right.
But it's by Laura Morelli, Krista and
I've
Chloe.
never heard of it.
It's good.
Huh.
I feel like Chloe, I'm a hard sell. I
Yep.
haven't read it in a long time. I love it.
Okay, let's talk for a second. I'm about to double dip in my readathons and do Black Author Readathon and Historathon with Indigo by Beverly Jenkins. So I'm excited / nervous because it's super hyped, but I got it on Hoopla and it's 13 and a half hours. I didn't think she was big.
It's really not that long.
It doesn't
long.
feel that long. No.
Yeah.
You'll speed it up and it'll go much faster.
Yeah.
Yeah. Has everybody read it?
Slow narrative.
Anybody read it? Yeah.
It was good.
Yeah.
Good.
Really good. Good. Let's
So
see.
Chloe's it's gonna be like a 3-star read.
Yeah, I know. 'Cause I loved it. So Chloe's going to be a 3-star.
Okay, Sarah, Antonella was saying that she, I owe you one, was not her favorite. And I was like, gosh, well, that is Sarah's favorite. Antonella's not in love with it. And here I am super stoked to read it. And I bet I'm not going to like it.
Yeah, but it was a favorite for me for a specific
For a
reason.
reason. That's
If
true.
that had not have happened, then I wouldn't have loved it.
Yeah.
You know, it was the right book at the right time.
Okay, so we have a lot of love for the historicals. Guys, give us some recommendations.
Yeah.
What do we have? Antonella, we've got a lot.
I'm in a paranormal mood right now.
Ooh.
I just feel like, COVID, we're living with this like silent killer that we all can't see lurking around the globe. It feels very paranormal to me, and it's like
Okay.
the escape.
Okay, I might make you guys seasick for a second because I'm going to move locations. Come into the fire.
I think
It is.
one paranormal, and I didn't really like it. So now I need recommendations as for like what else might be better than what I read. What I read. So.
Oh, where's that? Here, Rainey. Ashley over at Ash Hearts Books. Now I haven't read it yet, but she bought me this one, the first and the second, Wolf Gone Wild. She says it's paranormal light.
Ooh,
Ooh,
okay.
that would be good.
And we should buddy read it, Rainey, and see what we think because we don't like paranormal.
Right. I have to say
Okay.
know if I like it because the one that I read, I was not thrilled with. So, but I can't really say I don't like it because I've only read one.
Yeah, I'm new to it too, so
Yeah.
I'll report back.
Bree Hill, what did you think of Layla?
I liked it.
I did too.
I feel like Sarah's gonna like cuss me out.
There's a reason you guys didn't ask me for the buddy read.
Yeah.
I liked it. I didn't love it as much as Verity, which I know is controversial, but I liked it.
Yeah, I didn't love it as much as Verity just because there are definitely times you have to suspend your disbelief. Like, and the end was really rushed and kind of like, what? But yeah, I thought it was good.
Confusing.
That's really all I got for paranormal there.
Last year I read The Broken Girls by Simone St. James, and that has a ghost. It's not romance at all. It's definitely more on the like thrillery kind of mystery side of things. You might like it. I loved it. Thought the writing was.
Have you read Sundown Motel yet?
No,
Oh, check that one out. It's really good too.
I'm going to. I never would have thought I would be eager to pick up a paranormal.
I know.
I loved The Broken Girls, so.
I have not heard anybody dislike that.
I haven't read those, but I read 2 of her backlist titles. The Haunting of Maddie Clare scared me to death, and An Inquiry into Love and Death. So like her old books.
Yeah.
She is good. Simone St. James is good.
She's Canadian too.
Yeah.
Side note.
Yay, Canadian! Another win for Canadians. Okay, so what did you find the prompts, Chloe?
Yes.
Like,
Well, so okay, hold on. It's Rate the Romance on Instagram is her name.
okay.
And so it's like this bingo board. And it's got 30 different prompts. And so I don't know. And it's 30 days of romance books, but these can definitely be non-romance. But first, like, look at this sticker I just got. Isn't this cool?
Nice.
I love a strong one. Yeah,
Isn't
I
that
love
awesome? I just love this. I keep wanting to show it, but I film on my phone. So I'm like, how do I do that?
it.
Okay. Number 1, book you've read more than twice.
So many.
Really, Bree? You read a lot?
I reread books all the time. If I'm like in a book slump, that's my go-to is rereading some favorite books.
Yeah.
So, like Marriage for One, Wall of Winnipeg and Me. They're like big books too.
I know.
Those are like my go-to rereads.
Yeah. Why? Just because they're comforting, or
It's
like
comforting. I just like if I read a lot of books that I don't love in a row, I need to be reminded that there are books out there that I like.
Yeah.
So I have to reread books that I loved.
And you can get through them pretty quick because you've read them, and so you are like more just searching for extra stuff as opposed to really
Right.
focusing on the plot.
Exactly. Or if I'm like falling asleep at night and I want to just listen to something that I don't have to focus on because I've read it before, then I'll do that.
Let's see. We've got. Oh yeah. This is a paranormal recommendation.
The Argonaut series.
Outlander.
Outlander.
Yeah, I've read Outlander about 5 times.
What?
Yeah.
Word.
Those books are door stoppers.
I read
That
them,
is
though.
so
I
many
read-
hours of your life.
I read the first one when it was still called Cross Stitch, like the original, like when it was originally published, and I've just read it, and it's so good. You pick up so many new things every time you read it.
Krista, have you read that?
Just the first 2 so far.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not the whole series, but I would like to. But
How to Hang a Witch.
I've heard of that.
I read the Chronicles of Narnia lots of times. It's all like I don't reread a lot since starting BookTube. So
Yeah, it's hard.
but I used
That's
to
amazing.
a ton. So I have a couple like Christian fiction books that I used to reread. But Narnia for sure, Anne of Green Gables for sure. Like all the childhood kind of teenage year favorites.
I
I
feel
feel like we had a reread-a-thon once upon a time on BookTube. I feel like that was a thing.
There's still a readathon. I just don't do it.
Yeah,
I was like, I know I'm not crazy.
I have started Anne of Green Gables. Like I've read that a whole bunch of times because every time I'm like, I'm gonna get through the whole series, and I never do. I don't know why.
It was required reading for us, and I couldn't get through it.
There's a couple middle books that are like,
Yeah,
just go through them quick. But the last one, Rilla, is so good.
it
It's
was
like maybe
it.
my second favorite in the series or third. Like I loved Rilla, but there was a couple of other ones in the middle that I was like, okay, just skip through them. But the
Yeah.
first one I've reread lots of times. Only the first, not the whole series, just the first.
Yeah, yeah.
I love them all, but
Chloe Leese. I have heard so much about her, and I've read the first, which I think is Always Only You. But I have heard, like, I didn't love it, but I've heard the second and third are even better.
They are. I love
Yeah.
them.
I really want to read the third, because that's the one that's Marriage in Trouble. I
Mhm.
think, right?
Yeah, with really good anxiety representation in it.
Okay.
Mm.
Quick Bite. Stranger Archer's Voice.
Archer's
I've got to
Voice.
read that.
That's one, like another reason why I reread a lot is because sometimes I'll do rec videos and then I
Yeah.
remind myself why I love the book so much. I'm like, wait, I gotta reread this.
Yeah.
And then talk myself into reading it again.
Kim, I think you're talking about Outlander, probably. Let's see. Alana Andrews, Mariana Zapata. That's a commitment.
Mm-hmm.
Susan E. Phillips. She's talking about she rereads series. Now, I don't think I'm going to reread a series, y'all. Maybe some books from the series.
Yeah.
I would reread Cedar Cove, though.
Yeah, I've thought of reading Rose Harbor Inn over again, but so I
I'm rereading through
reread.
Crew of Hunter. Crew of
Oh
Hunters.
yeah, you're rereading the whole series too, huh?
Yeah.
But you rewatch a lot too, don't you, Sarah?
TV? Yeah,
Yeah.
I watch every episode of Law and Order like 18 times. So yeah.
Kennedy Ryan Grip series. I'm about
So
to dip. I'm about to dip into my first Kennedy Ryan tomorrow.
Same.
Which one? Which
I'm starting with Queen Move.
Okay.
Yeah.
The Grip series is my favorite, but I just finished what is called Hookshot. It's a third book in the Hoops series. Oh my gosh, it's my favorite book so far in that series.
Really?
It's so good.
Yeah, I'm wanting to for the Black Author Readathon. I'm wanting to read Longshot, Queen Move, and Flow,
I've got
Yes.
Long Shot on my list.
which is probably not a good idea because then I'm going to want to read the entire series of all of those.
I can't wait for you to read Flow. It's so good.
Yeah. The cover, I think it's the UK cover that has them at like the what's it called? Like Carnival.
Mhm.
It's like that is so pretty.
So pretty.
So pretty.
I do like those. I have the old ones, but they're
I need
cute.
to get the last two. I have Flow, but I want to get the last two in the old covers.
Yeah. Which two Debbies? Cedar Cove and
Rose Harbor Inn, I think.
Yeah.
Blossom Street is another one that I want to reread the beginning of at least.
Yeah, one of the books that I don't reread it often. It's been a couple years, but what I always read Miracle on Fifth Avenue by Sarah Morgan. I'm
Yes.
actually probably going to reread it here pretty soon. But I also reread Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier. Is probably one of my most like reread books.
Mhm.
And y'all, I know it's like a controversial book, but I love me some Eat, Pray, Love and Wild. I reread those all the time.
Are you okay with it if they're staged or paid?
What you mean?
Like, because I think Eat, Pray, Love, wasn't she paid to do it and it was like kind of a staged thing?
I don't
Oh,
know.
I don't know. I didn't hear that.
I didn't
No.
hear that.
So
No.
I think she was paid to do part of it, but
Probably.
I just love reading it and then watching Julia Roberts in the movie.
oh yeah.
That's fair.
That was the only movie that I've ever gone to see alone because nobody would go with me. It was so sad the entire time.
Oh,
I've got to get on board with Brutus Petty's.
Yeah.
Got to.
Yeah. I still need to read Salt to the Sea. I really want to read that.
I reread after I do a fair amount by Taylor Jenkins Reid.
Mhm.
But other than that, I don't reread that much. Okay,
I read
let's
books. That's from
reread what?
Jane Austen. I read Jane
Yeah.
Austen.
Okay, number 2, book that made you cry.
Oh God.
All of them, Krista.
Yeah.
yeah, Krista, all this historical.
Yep.
Speaking of rumors, Fountains of Silence made me cry. That was probably
Oh, by Brutus Petty's.
Mhm. That one was really good. That was that's been my only Brutus Petty so far. So.
Steph.
That's one of the ones that we had for our book club we were looking at as an option. Was it that one?
I think it was Salt to the Sea.
Mm-hmm.
It was like the white cover, right? I
Yeah, it was
remember
like
it.
white and gray.
Yeah, I was like, oh God, I know I'm going to be a mess.
Yep.
Steph said reread. What is that?
Steph doesn't have time for that.
Too many books.
Winter Garden by Kristen Hanna. I sobbed at the end of that book.
Any book by Kristen Hanna.
Truth.
Yeah. Except, well, Comfort and Joy too, because it was bad.
Oh yeah.
Aww.
That one I didn't cry. I didn't cry on that one. I was just like, what on earth?
Yeah.
Sarah, what's the new one called? Is it Four Winds?
The Four Winds. I did get a copy of it.
I did
I
too.
really want to read it.
The month choice. I can't wait to read it
Me neither.
with tissues next to me.
Mhm.
I don't feel like I've cried from a book in a while. I'm doing word you cry.
Bars by Brittany C. Cherry. I cried.
Which one?
Behind the Bars.
That's Bree's favorite.
Well, I know. I think I read it because I knew it was your favorite. And I was like, I had to have been probably like 38 weeks pregnant. I was pregnant. And I was late to an OB appointment because I could not stop reading it. And then after the appointment, I sat in my car and cried for like a while because it was like right in the middle when it switches from them being like YA or teenagers to adults. And I was like, this is not happening.
It was so intense. You know, the last book in the Grip series still, I don't cry in books very often, but I definitely cried in that book. That last book was so intense. That couple goes through so much. And like you're so invested in them by that time that every little thing just like gets you.
Yep. It Ends With Us. Yes. Yes. Firefly Lane. Yes. I like say I don't really cry at books, but all of these I'm like, yep, me too.
Anything that has a pet dying, I'm guaranteed to make me cry.
Yeah, you don't. We don't kill off pets in the books.
Right.
Okay.
No.
I add that to my trigger warnings because I know for some people it's triggering.
Absolutely.
If like a pet or an animal dies.
Absolutely.
Emma Scott is another one that I want to try.
Yes. She's great.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Like, I feel like Brittany C. Cherry. I just cried at the end of The Silent Waters.
Oh yeah, that's
because the author's note. The book was like it was emotional and stuff, but the author's note made me cry.
Okay, I remember you messaging us like, guys, I'm crying on the author's note of a book.
Yeah, I'm like, I made it through
That's
this
author's
book.
note I read.
Okay, let's see. Favorite book set in a big city?
Oh.
Sleepless in Manhattan, Sarah Morgan.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say too. I don't read a lot of books set in big cities, so
That whole series.
yeah.
I would say anything. I prefer big city to small town every day of the week.
I love
Really?
If it's got a big city setting, I automatically like it more than if it's small town.
You know, I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say something different. Did anybody read the All Souls trilogy by Deborah Harkness?
Yeah.
So it's London, right? Like I loved it.
Yeah, I love that series.
Yeah.
Are you
Especially
watching
book
the
2.
show? Yes,
haven't
book
watched
2
the
is my
show.
favorite.
Yep.
You
it's
haven't?
mine
It's
too.
good. They did a pretty good job.
Okay. I was nervous. I hadn't heard anybody talk about the show, but that's
I know. I'm
that's
surprised.
London. That's dark academia London, y'all.
The Lauren Lane trilogy, Beautiful Bastard. For me, like anything in New York, I love.
New York, I could do without. London, I'll take that. I'll
Yeah.
do anything.
Oh, you Jane Austenite.
Yeah.
I mean, give me some Dickens in the gritty center of London, and I'm all for it.
Well, I was thinking about this the other day. Like, I can't remember what I was watching or what, but like New York is like always a character itself in books. And it's usually like, oh my God, you're overworked and you're so tired and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, does New York suck that bad? Do people not figure out how to like have some self-care and relax? Like it's always the city to set a story in when somebody needs to take a break. I'm like, I live in San Antonio and I need to take a break. And like we're not like a huge city.
I feel like when I go to New York, I'm stressed out. So I don't know.
It's so busy. It is so busy.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Even pre-COVID, I was like, too many people.
Yeah.
I've never been. I've been close. I've been within an hour's drive, but I've never been into the city.
Especially if you're like in the touristy parts. It's just so many people.
Yeah. Times Square.
Well, my husband's from Brooklyn and I've never even been to New York. He's like, you're gonna be too much of a tourist and get pushed over. And
You're
I'm
damn
like,
right.
but I want to eat the pizza and ride the subway.
Come to Toronto, Bree. It's a little safer.
Oh, yeah. Canada looks very promising as an American sometimes.
Yeah, always. And Sarah and I have been talking today about the weather, and it's colder here in Kansas than it is in Canada. So I'm like, okay.
Until tonight, when it drops to minus 20 Celsius.
It's like 65 degrees here. Krista, do you have a favorite if you see a historical fiction book is set in a city, are you like, yes?
Like a specific city that I feel that way towards? No. I don't care where a book is set. I'm more about what's going on.
Yeah.
I can't think about like a book that stands out to me because it's set in a certain place. Like I feel like I have a lot of Paris books.
Yeah.
But like I have no desire to go to Paris. I don't like I mean, sure, it'd be cool to travel there, but I'm definitely more of a London, New York person than Paris. So
yeah.
But I think because it was like a big part of World War II, and I read a lot of World War II historical fiction, like, yeah, I don't know.
Oh, let's see. We've got the House of the Night series is in Tulsa.
Wow.
Any recommendations for Atlanta?
The Body Mover series by Stephanie Bond. They're all set in Atlanta.
And Queen Move.
Yeah.
That was impressive.
Yeah.
I've reread that series a couple times.
I think Love the One You're With by Emily Giffen, and like some of her older stuff, I think some of that is set in Atlanta.
I feel like I've read
Dublin. Yes. I love Dublin books.
Yeah, anything set in the UK I find really enjoyable, especially when it's being narrated.
That's when I have to turn my narration down on audiobook.
Right?
Like,
You want to enjoy it.
2 times speed so I understand what they're talking about.
Yeah. Okay, this says first romance author you fell in love with, but let's just say first author you fell in love with.
R.L. Stein.
And M. Martin.
Yeah.
I was hooked. Do y'all realize, like, when we were kids, like, Goosebumps seemed so long of books, and now as an adult, you look at them and you're like, this is why I could read one of you in a day, because you're like, 100 pages.
Yep.
At the time, though, I thought I was really doing something.
And like the Babysitters Club books, like they were chapter books and they were big, and now they're like, they're.
I finished one in an hour, right?
Yeah.
I was a Beverly Cleary.
Oh
yes.
I loved Beverly Cleary and E.B. White, who wrote Charlotte's Web. I had a little box.
Yes.
And a box set of Charlotte's Web, Stuart Little, and The Trumpet of the Swan, and I think I read those books over and over and over and over and over.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Andrew Clements, I read a lot of him. Trying to think who else.
Showing my age, V.C. Andrews, as I got a bit older
Yeah.
and into high school.
Is that the Attic writer?
Yes.
The Attic book?
I remember being so scandalized by Flowers in the Attic.
I haven't read it.
14-year-old me going, oh my God. This is weird.
We've got Laura Ingalls Wilder.
Yes, I remember.
Cabot.
Oh, Meg Cabot. She's still writing books.
Mm-hmm.
Old reader here.
Diane Duvall, Diana Gabaldon, Lindsay Sands, Ellen Montgomery.
Like, I remember going to the bookstore, but like, and I don't even know, did they have a YA section then? I just remember
a children's section.
Yeah. And so like, I feel like back then you just knew what your thing was.
Yeah.
And that was it. Like, I don't even remember looking for other stuff. It was like Goosebumps and Boxcar Children. And that was it until I was in like 8th grade. I'm like, I don't remember anything else. I did read a lot of magazines though. Did y'all read 17?
Oh my God, yes.
Oh yeah.
The quizzes.
Quizzes.
And what was it like JL17 or something like that? Like
with the posters.
yes. Yep.
Listen, I was obsessed with NSYNC and I collected all of those. So
Me
all the
too.
Justin Timberlake posters were all over my walls.
I had like wallpapered one of my walls with Justin Timberlake pictures, and
I love them.
now
Well,
I'm like, gosh.
As you guys, some of you know, I'm living in my childhood home. And in the bedroom that I sleep in is my old bedroom. And you can still see the tape marks on the door from all of the posters.
Oh,
That's funny.
I was actually watching last
Tiger
night.
Beat.
There's this on Hulu. There's this special called like Framing Britney Spears. I didn't know. I was like, okay, Britney's kind of tripping as she gets older, but now it makes sense. So like, her dad has like conservatorship,
Yeah.
like over her finances and everything, and like people are like protesting, like let her out of this. She's good now, and I
But
like.
is she?
Is
I mean,
she?
like,
I
let's
know,
look
I'm
at-
like,
let's
I don't
look at her
know.
Instagram.
I don't
Is
know.
she?
But there's this podcast, and their whole thing is like they decode Britney's Instagram posts because they're like, we're positive that she's sending us messages through these Instagram. And I'm like, look, Britney just be exercising on the beach with her really cute boyfriend,
Right.
looking crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, what happened to our pop star, y'all? What happened to our pop star?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But I heard because my sister's 9 years older than me, and she used to always speak in a British accent to me just because it was like annoying and weird. And so I saw Britney Spears, they like had an article that she started speaking in a British accent again. And she did that right before her like big mental break. And so everybody's like, is Brittany okay? She's speaking in British lingo. So
Oh god.
I called my sister and I was like, have you just been on the verge of a mental break for like 20 years? Probably.
I used to do that to my friends in college. I used to talk to their accent when they couldn't, and it annoyed them.
Yeah.
Like, stop it! I can't do that. Stop it. Sorry, I can.
You were a theater actor from the beginning.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, JTT.
Devin saw, I loved
Oh.
him.
Yeah,
And
that's
Dennis
funny.
I loved him. Oh,
Yeah, Ambi said you either read kids' book or adult books. There were
It's
no
true.
in between. Exactly.
It's true.
Exactly.
I forgot about
But
that.
then you read Paperback Crush and you're like, YA's kind of been around all this time. So where were they putting the books?
They were putting them with the children's books. That's,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah, I
the way
don't know.
it was done.
Okay, let's see the next one. Favorite book with a red cover? I don't know. Yeah, who's in their book rooms?
All my
Me.
red books are up.
Any of the Harlequin Blades, they have red covers.
I know. I'm like, who? I see red spines,
Right? Same.
but
I got nothing on that one.
I have
No,
no
me
book
neither.
to read where I am right now. So.
Red is such a ditched color. We need to fix that. Give us some red Valentine's
Ooh.
Day covers.
Ooh. Okay, this is a historical fiction. The Henna Artist was fantastic.
I just got that in the mail.
It was so good.
I'm so excited. It looks amazing.
It was really good.
Yeah, I love it.
Krista, how's your yellow chair? Have you broken her in yet?
Oh yeah, I've been sitting in her out in the other room. I really need to get the ottoman now to go with it. 'Cause
Yeah.
I want to always put my feet up. I
Yep.
put my feet up on my coffee table, but that's not always very comfortable. The edges, like
Yep.
my
Yeah.
ankles. So I really need to get the ottoman, but that means I need to take a trip to IKEA because I'm not paying twice as much.
Yeah. Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, I love it though.
I looked at getting some bookshelves from IKEA, but we don't have one near us, and shipping was like more than the bookshelves. So, never mind.
My dad worked near the IKEA that's closest to us, but he's been working from home for like the last 6 months. So I feel like I shouldn't ask him like, hey, if I order something, can you?
Yeah.
But supposedly he's going back to work in March, so you'll all be getting
Wow.
Jeez.
Steph said yellow is the color of marketing this year again. I can
saw
see
that.
it.
Well,
I saw that.
yellow and gray are the Pantone colors of the year for 2021. So
Yeah.
you see a lot of yellow and gray, I bet.
Yep. I didn't know anything about that until Books and Lala did a video about it.
About the colors. I didn't think about it either until like I really paid attention to Beach Read. I was like, they did a lot with this book marketing wise. The color, the title of it alone. I was like, somebody was like, her marketing people were on point.
Right?
Yeah,
It is
because
a
that
pretty
one
color
is
though.
not at all like what the cover or the title
Right.
really
Mm-mm.
It's not the
implies.
Love the
excitement,
Beach
it's just it's kind
Yeah.
of weird.
Yeah.
I love The Trouble with Hating You last year, and it had a yellow cover. Yep, a lot of my faves were yellow covers. The Desire novels are, yellowish goldish.
Now they are. Used to be red. They're right here.
What's the next one, Chloe?
Book with your favorite leading man.
Ooh.
It's impossible to choose.
Are all my answers just going to be Jane Austen?
I was going to say, can I say Mr. Darcy for Rainey?
Oh, like Henry Tilney from, well, now I can't even remember which one.
Northanger Abbey.
Yes.
What makes him your favorite over Mr. Darcy?
He just seems like a sweet guy.
Okay.
I mean, Mr. Darcy, he's great and all, but he's also like, a little arrogant. Like, needs to be brought down a few pegs. But Henry Tilney's just a nice guy all around.
I would say John Thornton from North and South over Mr. Darcy. They have a lot of similarities, but John Thornton's a working man. Mr. Darcy's too posh for me. Like, get a job.
That's my thing with historicals. I'm like, no offense to my historical friends out there, but like, give me, like, that's why I like Beverly Jenkins. I will give her that. But like, I don't want to read about all these princes and dukes. I want a man that goes to work.
Yeah.
Okay? Because if you're rich for sitting around, then it's probably off the backs of other people, and that is not attractive to me.
No.
I'm trying to think. Like, mine
Jamie Fraser.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Jamie
that's
a good one.
I was gonna say Colin Bridgerton, from the, of course, Bridgertons. But now that I've seen the show, Anthony.
I saw today, Sarah, that like the whole next season is about him.
Oh, that's
Is
because
that
the whole
a good
second
thing?
book is about him. That's why. Yeah, it's his story.
Okay,
I can't
I
wait.
didn't make it past book
I'm
one
number
yet, so I
2
don't
in
know.
line at the library for the first book.
Oh, really?
Sure, it's coming.
Oh, I love it.
I just don't really have the desire.
You're not a definitely not a historical romance reader.
No, I'm not.
And when I read that one, like, it feels old historical.
It is because it's problematic, as everybody's already discussed.
Yeah.
Yes.
It just like, yeah, I've read some of my favorites of 2020 were historicals, and they were fun. And I just look back at that one and I was like, it wasn't a good time, but I respect what it's doing because it was like the highest viewed Netflix show.
82 million households streamed the Bridgertons.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think if I were to watch it, it would be like if I were to get into the Bridgertons, I would watch it first.
Yeah, I had no desire to read the books until I saw the show, but I love the show, so.
You did, Krista?
It was spicy.
No, I know. There was a couple like,
I didn't know Netflix did all that.
Yeah.
I mean, 365 DNI, they do all that.
I still haven't watched that. Don't get me started.
That's funny. Oh, Noah from The Notebook. That is good.
I don't know, Bree. I love Aiden from The Wall of Winnipeg and Me, and I read that years ago.
Yes.
But I just love.
He's so driven and like hardworking, but I don't know. He's one of those I hate everyone but you heroes, and I love that.
Yeah. And like, you know, us as women, like sometimes we interpret things a certain way, and it's like he was showing her he loved her in his own way. She just wasn't seeing it. So
yeah.
I think he's
but then
wonderful.
once you realize all those little things he was doing, you're just like, oh, Aiden.
Big football, honey.
Yeah. I am all about the cinnamon roll hero. I love that. Anybody too alpha and I'm over it.
Yep.
You got to read the second book in the Bergman Brothers series. That is
Okay.
the cinnamon roll hero.
Okay. I'm convinced.
Danby asked if anybody's watched Firefly Lane. I've only watched the first 2. I need to get on it. I know Steph has been watching it, but the first 2 episodes were really good.
My mom just finished it, and she came into the room, and I'm not going to tell you what she said. And I said, Mom, I haven't read it yet, but then proceeds to tell me what happened.
Oh no.
It's so different from the book. It's so different from the book.
But there's a sequel. There's a sequel, right? To the book?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I told her. I said, there's a sequel. She's like, okay.
I keep telling Krista, don't waste your time. The sequel is not good.
Yeah, I've been warned.
Yeah. Kristen Hanna, like I would say she's like one of my favorite authors ever, but then like I think about it and there's a couple that I'm like, you really need to skip those.
But with a favorite author, are they a favorite because we loved everything? Like I love Susanna Kiersey, but I hated Bellwether. Sorry, Krista, if you haven't read that one yet. I hated it. And that was her most recent release, but she's still a favorite.
Yeah, to me, a favorite is just like somebody that the writing style is really easy and fun, and like I can connect to it right away. And like somebody who starts a book with a punch, you know, like either emotional or like you're just in it with them, like it just jumps right in. I love that. Like a slow start, and I'm like,
And consistent. An author that you know, you might not love everything, but at least you know you're going to really enjoy it.
Or like Colleen Hoover, who she does so much. Like anything she tries is interesting to me because it's like, how does one person write all those genres?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think it's awesome to see authors do something different. Like Alyssa Cole can put out a thriller, and I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna get it because it's Alyssa Cole, and you know.
And it wasn't bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she did that AI Who Loved Me, which is like sci-fi.
That was cute.
So that's cool. I think that's cool.
I respect that. Like trying to reach outside your box and try something different. But describe what makes a cinnamon roll hero. So to me, it's somebody that just like will put their ego aside for their lady, you know, who is like, she is just, I don't know. He's super sweet and like goes out of his way for her and is like willing to do whatever she needs. And I mean, like Bree, Lauren, you talk about it a lot, just like being able to,
just sweet and not like doesn't have to be dominant, like the opposite of the alpha hero. Like he's willing to let the woman be more dominant and like kind of, I don't know, a little bit more submissive, I guess, but just sweet. I think that's why it's cinnamon roll, because cinnamon rolls are sweet. So
sweet. Yes. Hey Heather, hello. I guess I read too much bad boy alpha male. I'm not exactly sure what makes him a cinnamon roll hero. Yeah, just I think like that. Yeah, just not having to control everything, letting the woman call the shots sometimes.
And there are like, because Crystal talks about this too, there's alphas who are sweet, but they're still alphas. Like I think she calls them alpha mellows. So they're heroes who are alphas, but they are very sweet for their woman. But then I feel like cinnamon roll heroes are a different level. Like for example, in the Bergman Brothers series, in that second book, he's a hockey player, but he doesn't like curse or anything. So he uses Elizabethan insults when he like gets mad at people on the ice and stuff. And he's just super, super sweet. He's also a virgin hero too. So there's a little bit of an innocence to them also.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. The next one is Book You Love with a black or white cover. Can you guys think of anything? Like color cover challenge is kind of hard.
Good Lord.
This is awful because I'm not really a cover person.
Me either. Like I can't recall.
I guess like if we're
And the thing is, too, there's often alternate covers. You know, like the UK cover might be different.
Night Circus has mostly a black and white cover, and I like
Yes.
that. Maybe with a little bit of red in there.
Okay, here. Woman in White.
Oh yes.
We liked this one, didn't we, Rainey?
Nice. I have somebody on my classics bandwagon now.
Yeah. She's dragging me in, kicking and screaming.
oh, Rebecca Yarros is Stephanie's author.
Yep.
Yep.
The question was favorite book with a black or white cover. I'll put that up.
Trying to scroll through Goodreads to see.
Yeah, right.
I know. I'm like, I don't know. I mean, he's got black clothes on, and I just finished it, and I rated it 5 stars.
You liked it? Oh, good.
I loved it. It's got no reviews, no ratings, and I was like,
I'll be reading it in the next week or so.
I'm just not like, I see on Instagram all the time, like, what kind of cover person are you? And I'm like, I don't really care. Like the crazier the cover, I usually feel like, ooh, I need to read this. The prettier the cover, fine. Like I don't really care.
Yeah. I don't know. Like a lot of thrillers I feel like have like black and white covers.
Yeah.
And I like that. But
Invisible Girl by Lisa Jewell, but that was more of a gray.
Well, for you, for thriller readers, like, do you ever cover buy for thriller reads?
always.
Really?
If it's got like kids' shoes or like booties, like, and that means the kid is missing or something, I'm so intrigued. Or if it's got like an empty crib, I'm all about that. I will buy it. Which is weird because
I
that's
like Smitten by Lauren Rowe. This is a white cover. It's
Yeah.
so cute. It's like super low angst and just super, super sweet.
and his smile is just so cute.
It's a happy cover.
Yes.
Oh, Dirty Letters. I love Dirty Letters.
I like
Ooh,
it.
that's a pretty cover.
That is a pretty cover.
It's well, I was gonna say it's YA. I don't think it's YA. It might be, but it was like a YA horror sort of about like all the retelling of like a bunch of classic monsters and like Frankenstein's monster and that and all those kind of things. So vampires, things like that. So
Rainey, do you like Jane Austen retellings?
sometimes I had an experience reading one that was a retelling of Pride and Prejudice from Mary's perspective, and I hated it so much.
Oh, really?
Reading it at the end.
Was that called Mary B? I think I DNF'd that one.
Oh, so bad.
I like the cheesy retelling.
Mhm.
Those are so much fun.
Mary B was like, by the end of it, I was like, what did you just do to all my characters? What?
Has anybody read The Wife Upstairs yet by Rachel?
Not yet. I haven't.
I have it, but I haven't read it. Story of
one-
our lives.
Yeah, I know.
I guess that one is a Jane Austen or a Jane Eyre retelling, but
Oh, yeah, that
it's been a really long time since I've read Jane Eyre, so I was like, I didn't really get it, but it was a good gothic suspense.
Wife Upstairs.
What?
What's it called? The Wife Upstairs.
The Wife Upstairs by Rachel Hawkins.
I'll have to read that.
Yeah.
I'm like all the way back to last February, and I have like maybe one book I read that has a black and white cover. I clearly don't read black and white covers.
I read a bunch this winter because Richard Cole Evans has a bunch of black and white covers of like Christmas. Hold on.
The Gentleman in Moscow is the one I saw, and I loved that.
Oh, yeah.
I still need to read that because everybody that was involved in that read along was raving about it.
It's so good.
Been involved.
Yeah.
I had no desire to read it. It's like this man gets not accused, but convicted and has to spend out the rest of his life in the hotel. I'm like, boring. But it was so good.
Yeah.
Debbie, what did you think?
Yeah, what did you think of The Wife Upstairs?
Yeah, I come across books all the time that Chloe's reviewed, and I'm like, nope.
Oh, no. Grace, are you talking about The Wife Upstairs? I liked it. It just was not anything like exceptional. I feel like it's definitely overhyped right now.
So when you read a lot of thrillers, like, because that's a thriller, right? It's a
Yeah.
thriller. I guess when you read so much, like, what, I don't know what I'm trying to say, but like, how do you stay excited? Like, you've read so much, right? Like, what else is there for them to do? I don't know.
That's kind of where it's hard because like this book, so it's about this woman. She is a dog walker in this like prestigious community, and she runs into this guy. He is supposedly a widower or whatever. His wife's best friend was found dead, and she is presumed to be dead, but she's just missing. And so our main like narrator, I think her name's Jane or something. She is very unreliable. She's like, my name is not actually Jane, like back in my other life. And like, so you don't know what's going on with her. You know, she's shady, and she's like trying to manipulate her way into this guy's life. And we're trying to figure out the whole time what happened to his wife. And, so I felt like the twist or whatever was just like I've seen it done quite a bit. And you also like in that one find out the twist maybe, I feel like it was like 2/3 the way through. And so then the rest of it was just like, okay, you know, yeah, now what? And so, and I just feel like you hear that trope a lot of like this manipulative woman trying to get this guy. There's an ex or some other crazy woman, like there's kind of a lot of that. But I did think like this was kind of gothic in tone, and I really did like that. But I liked Verity way better if we're talking about like gothic thrillers, if you will. Let's see. I thought it was good, except I hadn't read the book it is a retelling of. I think they put too much at the end that got a little bonkers. I overall was glad I read it.
Yeah.
Well, Jane Eyre is bonkers. So
Yes.
Yes.
they have been accurate.
Yep.
Jane Austen Society. Anyone read that?
Yes,
Loved
ma'am.
it.
Yeah. It was
Loved
good.
it.
I'm more of a plot person, so it was a little bit too slow for me, but because it was very character driven, but I liked it. It was good.
It was very sweet. It was like a gentle book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't think I knew what to expect going in, so maybe it was just like not what I was expecting.
Yeah.
So I was kind of like at the end, I'm like, I don't know what I thought about that. It was nice, I guess.
Yeah.
Have you seen Jane in Love or read Jane in Love?
No.
About Jane Austen time traveling to our day, and they're like they're putting out one of her plays. Let me get up off my butt and find it so you can see, because this sounds so good. Right here.
Oh,
I have that. I haven't read it yet
That's
though.
cute.
oh, all right, that's going on. Okay, we're going to Goodreads.
We need a reading vlog of you telling us what you think.
Yeah.
Because I guess like the more that they do the play, she gets erased from history, but she falls in love in our time, so she has to decide: do I go back or do I stay with this person I'm falling in love with?
Oh,
I have it. I think I won. I think that's my only Goodreads giveaway that I won.
I've only won one too. I've only won one.
There's so many of them, and I finally got one, and I think that was it. Yeah.
I went through a streak in like maybe 2018 where I won like 4 in a row. And then I never had won any before or after, but like literally every month I won one for like 3 or 4 months.
Like, I can't even win a Kindle book?
I know, right? Hello.
I know.
I don't even enter the Kindle ones though, because I won't read them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the print ones, which maybe that's my problem. But
Sarah, how's your Kobo? Are you still loving it?
Yes, it's fantastic. I'm reading tons of books from the library now, like tons,
Really?
because of that. Yeah, I wish we didn't. I wish my Kindle did that like it does for you guys.
Yeah. Did you forget the snow globes? Jeremy, thank you. Jeremy just went and did grocery pickup, and he was supposed to stop at this house because this person is giving Ainsley these little snow globes because she's obsessed. And she texted me. It was like, is he still coming? But, oh, well, I'll get him later this week. Men. Just kidding. He's standing here giving me the side eye. Okay. Favorite single parent romance?
Oh, goodness.
I have to be out for that. I don't even think I've ever read any.
I think it's Irresistible by Melanie Harlow that has single dad.
I just read Love's Recipe by Mila Nix. And this is like double single parent. They both are single parents, and it's like foodie and all these reasons that I like should have loved it. But I don't know if it's me or the book, but I was just like, it took me 2 days and it's 250 pages. Like I just was like, meh. I never really wanted to pick it up, but when I was reading it, it was fine. I think I'm just kind of meh right now.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. I read something recently that had a single parent in it.
I feel like Debbie McComber does single parent good.
Oh, yeah.
She does a lot of that.
I did read the Miracle, one of the Mrs. Miracle books that had a single parent in it, but I can't remember what it was now. It was probably just Mrs. Miracle, whatever.
Somebody to Love by Kristen Higgins.
I liked it, Steph. I just I think I'm just kind of in a weird mood. It was good. Good, not great.
An Alaskan Twin Surprise.
That's right. It was a single parent.
It's like, I know I read something recently.
So for single parent romances, is it like, does it still count if they co-parent with like the person they're divorced with, or is it when the other person is not in the picture?
I count it.
I would count it.
Yeah, I count it.
Because at any one time, they are a single parent. Whoever's got the child is a single parent.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Hookshot by Kennedy Ryan then, because that one was so good. And I just finished that.
This is forever. The Beach Bum Bookworm. That is like the best name. Love it.
I want to be on a beach. I want to be on a beach so bad.
Me too.
I want to be anywhere right now that's not home.
That's so funny. So last night at dinner, we were talking, and I asked Jeremy, I said, if you could go anywhere in the world right now, where would you go? And I don't think he had an answer, but I was like, I kind of just want to go to Sam's Club by myself. I don't have huge dreams right now. I just want to go to Sam's Club by myself.
Aim high, Chloe. Aim high.
Yep. We've been home like all together for so long lately, and like we do grocery pickup and stuff, and there's sometimes where I'm like, JT will go and pick up the groceries. I'm like, can you take the children with you, please? So I can just have like 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's fair.
I just want to go to the mall and eat at the food court.
Yeah.
Me and the girls went to the mall just a couple days ago, and our mall is like dead. Like there's not a single person in there. Most of the stores are closed. Yeah. Well, so I went, and you're going to see this in a vlog, but I went and I like parked at one of the Dillard's entries, and because there were like no cars there. So I'm like, cool, good, great. And so I go, and it's like Arctic outside and with like 30-mile-an-hour winds, and the doors all boarded up. You can't go in. And so then I'm like, okay, well, I've got the stroller and Ainsley and everything. And so I've like, it took a while to get out of the car. So I'm like, okay, we're just going to walk around the building to the other Dillard's entry. Punked. It was locked too. Like they have one entry open. And so Ainsley, she's like running along with me. She's, Mama, I'm freezing. I know.
Chloe.
But I'm surely not picking you up, and I really don't want to pack us all up just to move like 50 yards down. But we did. Yeah, I had to go to the grocery store the other day. My grandma, I had to take my car in to get service, and so my grandma picked me up, and she needed a head of cabbage. And so I was like, I'll run in and get a head of cabbage for you. So I went in and they have, like, I haven't been in the store in probably 11 months. And so I went in and everything is different. And I was like, gosh, if I get desperate for a day with the kids, I might just go to the grocery store. It would take me all morning to go to the grocery store to find anything. The Switch. I did not enjoy the Switch. Krista, did you enjoy the Switch?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was cute. I liked it.
Yeah. I don't know. It was funny, I guess, but it was just, I didn't like it.
Is it women's fiction? Is it
Yes. Fiction.
split? Okay.
It is not
It-
romance.
I
It is
never
not.
know.
It's
Like
not romance.
sometimes like because she's a UK author, right?
Yeah.
And they have like the best covers, but like sometimes I can't tell like
Right.
is it what they consider chick lit, which I'm still unclear on. Is it women's chick? I don't know.
I just did my wrap up, like my part 2 wrap up for January. And like, I didn't talk about genres because I get so stressed out on the stinking spreadsheet trying to pick which genre books are, because I'm like, I don't know, like, is it women's fiction? Is it chick lit? Is it romance? Is it historical? Is it historical fiction? Is it historical romance? Is it time travel? Like, I don't know. So I overthink it, but I get stressed out. But that
And a
one,
lot of times, like on Goodreads, what's considered chick lit is actually rom com. So I'm like, is chick lit just a made up thing?
Yeah.
And it's really romantic comedies? Like, I don't know.
I wonder if that's just what they call it in the UK is chicklet.
I
Okay.
think of rom-coms as chick lit. I don't
me
I
too.
don't use the term chick lit, but if somebody refers to something as a chick lit, I think of it as a romantic comedy.
Rom com.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Me too. Okay. Book everyone loved but you. Oh no, John, you're one of my favorite commenters. What? Why? What is wrong?
Apparently, he's a Bucks fan.
I know. I'm taking that off the screen immediately.
Every night before I go to bed, my sister sends me a TikTok video of Travis Kelce. She's like, is obsessed with that man. I'm like, he is gorgeous. The Chiefs have some handsome men on their team. Oh God, Steph.
Truth, Steph. Truth.
Yeah. Red, white, and royal blue.
I haven't read that one, Antonella. I still haven't read it.
Oh, I've only read one Taylor Jenkins read, and I did not like it.
Daisy Jones, Evelyn Hugo.
No, older. With her husband like disappears and she
Maybe in another life. Oh,
marries someone else.
One True Love.
Loves. Yeah.
Yeah.
I found it so cheesy and predictable, and I just could not stand it. So I have not touched another TJR book.
Oh, Krista. You gotta read Daisy Jones.
I don't think you'll like Daisy Jones. Like sex, drugs, and rock and roll. No, thank you. Like,
And you love his. I can't believe you haven't read Evelyn Hugo.
I've heard enough about Evelyn Hugo that I don't want to read that one either.
Really?
Yeah, that was a BookTube darling. It was all over the
It
place.
was.
So you really don't have to read it at this point.
Nope.
That's interesting.
I really didn't care for One True Love. Everyone was raving about that when it first came out. So I'm like, oh, let me read this. It sounds like a book I'll love. And I just did not like it at all.
Yeah. I liked, and you might like maybe in another life or
There's one that's like
Forever
a sliding
Interrupted.
door. Which one?
Yeah,
maybe
maybe in another life.
like that because I do love like a sliding doors trope. I love that
Yeah.
potential of like, what if I did this? What if I did
Yeah.
that? Two roads type of thing. I love that trope, but I don't know. I'm just so hesitant because I really didn't care for her writing or anything.
And see, I'm interested because Daisy Jones, I don't remember there being any sex, but it is like the 70s, so maybe, I don't know. But like, it feels, you remember like E! True Hollywood Story and MTV Diaries, like the days of like interviews? That's what that book felt like.
I totally never was. We never had MTV. Like I didn't ever listen to the radio. Like I was like engrossed in my little Christian bubble back in the day. So like, while I don't like, I think that's fine. Like that's just the life I lived. But I don't like. I didn't have that
That
Yeah.
nostalgia.
Fleetwood Mac like wasn't my jam. Like I didn't care. Yeah, none of that nostalgia that other people feel when they read that book. I'm like, I won't have any of that. So
And see, I actually liked it because I was like, you don't get a lot of historical fiction. I guess it wouldn't be historical because they say it's so contemporary, but like you don't get it of that era. Like I would love more like Vietnam era historical fiction. You don't really see that compared to the other world wars. So I was just like, I loved being in that time period.
Yeah.
And it's interview style, so it like went really fast. But I get it. That's interesting because like everybody loves Taylor Jenkins Reid, so it's like an unpopular opinion.
I've only read the one. I only read the one, and it was. I mean, I liked it, but am I going to rush out? No.
Yeah.
And the same with Colleen Hoover. I would.
Forever Interrupted always makes me want Fruity Pebbles because she is like craving pebbles, so her husband goes to get them for her and he dies. But I'm always like, but what about the Fruity Pebbles?
Never got my Fruity Pebbles.
Yeah, like
hello.
The Hating Game is such a like. I read 99% Mine and did not like it, so I have not budged to pick up The Hating Game. Which
The Hating Game is definitely better, but it's not. It's not a 5-star for me.
Do you know what I didn't like about The Hating Game? They like slammed you over the head with how petite and tiny she was. Like, shut up about it, okay? We're not tiny.
Yeah. I hate that too.
I felt like it was like every page it had some kind of description of how tiny she was.
Yeah.
Get it?
Yeah, we get it. Like she's horrible.
So Chloe, my laptop's about to die, so I have to go. But congratulations!
Thank you.
You deserve it.
Thank you for coming
It was so
on.
good talking to you guys.
Yes, you too. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Steph, if you want to hop on, you can.
Come on up, Steph. We got it. We got to bash Colleen Hoover. Come on, Steph.
Oh gosh, you guys.
Maybe someday. I hate read the majority of that book, and if it wasn't on my Kindle, I would have chucked it when I was done. But I didn't want to damage the Kindle.
I haven't read that. Karen would rather be reading. I know she is reading in Colleen Hoover's books in publication order, and like I don't think that's a good idea because I think her older stuff is not as good, and so I think she's
There's just certain authors that we all don't get along with, and I think that's fair, you know?
Totally. Okay, I'm sending Steph the link real quick.
Yay!
Krista knows the one I'm probably going to say. From last night, Beartown.
Yeah.
I did Beartown. But I did like A Man Called Uwe, so.
Rainey, is there a classics author that you don't like that everybody else loves?
Oh, that everybody else loves. Because I was going to say Moby Dick, but nobody likes it.
Or is there a classic on its own that everybody else really likes?
I tried Moby Dick and I got one chapter in and I was like, this isn't for me.
I had to read it for college. It was awful.
Oh, good Lord.
Oh my God.
I've never even tried.
Don't bother.
Yeah. I just know, like, I like Little Women.
Still haven't read that.
And I don't know.
Oh, okay. So
what else?
Our buddy read one time.
What else did you have
I want
read
to
at
because I
college?
have this. I don't know why I bought this, but I just thought it was neat. It's Little Witches. It's Little Women retold as witches, and it's a graphic freaking novel.
That's awesome.
That's funny.
So I want to read Little Women first, so I get the, you know.
I had to read a lot of classics in college. I was an English major, and I was an LM major until my senior year when I changed to English. So in my senior year, I had 4 English classes, both semesters.
Wow.
So I read a crap ton of books, and I don't really remember a lot of them because my dad also passed away that year. So I think it was like a gift from God that I had to be so immersed in all of these books that I could kind of like ignore everything else that was going on in the world. But do I remember really a lot of anything? No. I was in such a bad, like, it was a rough year. I changed my major and my dad passed away all in the same, like, couple months. It was just, So I read a lot of classics. I was in, like, our senior seminar, it was like 12 of us in the class, and our big question for the semester was, what makes a classic? So we had to read a ton of classics and books set in the same are published at the same time as those classics that didn't become classics, and like
Okay.
I don't remember
Wow.
any of it. It was a really cool idea for a class, but like
Yeah.
I was so like in this spiral of grief that I just don't really remember
Yeah.
much of any of it. So yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember anything that I read in college ever, because it's just like, and I did not have that experience.
Yeah.
It's one of those things like they just make you read so much, and
Yeah.
like when we went to college, there were no audiobooks.
Nope.
So you were expected to read like 500 pages in 2 days, and you're
Yep.
like, what? Huh? How? What?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I can't imagine.
There's a lot.
Sorry. But yeah.
And I was never a Cliff's Note person. Like I have a hard time like not reading my assigned stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I just kind of read and read. That's all I did. I don't remember
Yeah.
much else of anything that year.
I ended up becoming a Cliff's Notes person because I was also involved in theater.
Yeah.
Mm.
A bad idea. Because it's like, oh, I have to read 500 pages and I have to memorize 5 pages of lines. Great. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you feel like we have any books that have come out that will be classics?
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
But like the ones I think of are middle grade. Because
Yes.
you can stand the test of time.
Steph is here. Hi.
I can feel the Colleen Hoover
I
angry
know.
Get me ready.
Colleen
I'll
over.
separate you two.
So, yes.
All right, what's the next one, Chloe? What's the next prompt?
Okay, the next one. Favorite book within your favorite trope.
Oh.
Now I got to think of my favorite trope first.
I know.
I'd have to go with Another by Fiona Cole. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Our main female character, she goes on this blind date that is like a boudoir, whatchamacallit, photograph session. It's the blind date. And they don't exchange names, but they get hot and heavy at the end of the night because the positions that they're photographed in are super hot and heavy, and one thing leads to another, and someone ends up pregnant, and then they don't see each other for like 7 months because they just don't actually orbit each other that way. It was weird. Not really weird. They just kept missing each other, but I loved it. Loved it, loved it, loved it. Total catnip.
Oh. I love, this is one of my favorite tropes. I love like dual timeline, women connected, you know, through something. So I would say The Winter Sea by Susanna Kersley is like my favorite with that storyline.
Which book is that in the series? Because I think book 1 might be on sale right now for Audible Plus people for like $5.
I will have to look.
I think he is the first one. Because then it's Firebird is the third
Fire
one.
is the second one.
Yep.
Okay. And then I think, what's the third one?
Wait, there's a third one?
I think it's,
You're right.
Hold
I
on
think
a
the
second. Let me,
shadowy horses. I think the shadowy horses, right?
Is
It's
it?
Slains.
Slains, yeah.
Yeah, I think the
Oh,
shadowy.
I didn't realize that. They're all companions. Like they're not straight.
Yeah, not like a series. Yeah.
Okay.
Hello.
Because I just read Firebird and I thought I finished the duology. Darn it.
Hate when that happens. Oh my gosh, you guys. So Jeremy's unloading groceries right now, and these zucchinis are like I need something to compare it to because they are babies. Like, what is this?
What are you gonna do with that?
Like,
It's a cucumber.
That's a zucchini?
what is
I
this?
thought
This
that
is
was a cucumber.
pickle.
Yeah.
It's a pickle.
Wow.
It's a
Whoa.
pickle.
And I only got 2, so here we go. Yay.
That's a snack for Ainsley.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
Slice it up and, you know. Do some dressing with it.
Jeez. And yeah, other times I've gotten like 6-pounders where I'm like, what am I going to feed our family for a week? Anyway.
Krista, you're right. It's a duology, so you're fine.
Oh, good.
Okay.
Nice.
I feel so much better.
Okay,
Yay.
I mean, I still want to read shadowy horses, but I didn't. Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, that's.
And see, when I went into the Firebird, I was like, wait, this sounds kind of familiar. I didn't even realize they were connected. And then the more that I got into it, I was like, this is the kid.
Yeah.
Oh, so good. I cried in that.
Gotta
book,
love when
but
that
was a long
happens.
time ago.
Last year I read 2. So my favorite is like Childhood Sweethearts, Second Chance, whatever. And I read Love and Other Words by Christina Lauren and Eleanor and Gray by Brittany C. Cherry, both like January and February.
Love Eleanor and Gray. Have you read Landon and Shay yet?
No, I need to. It's on my
Ooh,
TBR.
yeah.
I'm like, for my TBR, I am going like Brittany C. Cherry, something else. Brittany C. Cherry, something else. No, there will be links to everybody in the bottom for sure.
Oh, she asked earlier too what genres we all read. Because I'm not a big romance person. Like most of you guys are romance people. Rainey and I are like the outliers.
I feel like I am not like. I feel like I am like romance light. Like,
And you read a lot more thrillers.
and women's fiction. Like
Yeah.
I like romance light.
Yeah.
And I like a lot of mystery as well. Mystery and historical fiction I love. Yeah.
You read a lot of cozies too, Sarah, don't you?
Yep. Co-hosting March Mystery Madness. Just saying. Shameless plug.
My TBR is already set.
Yes, Rainey and I did that Friday morning.
Nice.
I
Wow.
cannot
I'm just
wait.
waiting for Tuesday now, Krista, and then I'll have a TBR video for
Middle grade March.
I can't
Middle
wait for
grade
that either.
March. Yeah.
Shameless plug. I'll shameless plug there too. It's coming
There you
up
go.
there.
Okay, wait. Let me add on to the shameless plug. And Book Sisters, we're doing
Yes.
middle grade mystery March. March
For
mystery.
our book club pick.
Yep.
We have middle grade mysteries as our March picks.
I love it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So great.
Well, there's still about 15 more. Well, no, more than that. Days in February. So continue
Yes.
to read Black authors. There
Yes.
we go. We're doing shameless
Yeah.
plugs around
That's
here.
all I'm doing, and I'm loving it.
Um,
Yeah, I'm reading this one right now. Oh boy. Underground
That
Railroad.
is rough, Krista. That
Ooh.
Cora is like one of my favorite heroines of all
I
time.
can't even. It makes me sick to my stomach sometimes.
Mm.
How far into it are you?
She just is about to leave South Carolina, so I'm like halfway
Okay.
almost. So I have a long way to go, but man, there's some doozy scenes at the beginning. He does not hold back any punches with describing the torture, and just it's heavy. Yeah.
Mm.
It's one of those books that you like. It's important and it's so well written. Like his writing is phenomenal. But it's I have it, but I'm also reading like a YA contemporary romance.
You have to. You have
I gotta set this
Yeah.
down. I gotta go here because
That's fair.
it's a lot. It's good.
I bet.
It's hard to say you're enjoying a book like that, right? Because
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
enjoying how people were treated and
Mm.
her journey, but I'm like, but it's important. Yeah, it's good.
Mhm.
Yeah. On the complete opposite end of the spectrum, I'm reading You'll Never Believe What Happened to Lacey. And it's a nonfiction by Amber Ruffin and Lacey Lamar. They're sisters and they're from Omaha, I think. And it's a Grand Central thing. So Steph and Bree and stuff, I don't know if you
Yeah.
guys saw it, but
I don't think I got that one.
it's so funny. So I don't know who Amber Ruffin is. They're from Omaha. She moved to Chicago. And now I guess she's like somewhat famous and she's in improv and that kind of stuff. And she's an actress maybe, but she is writing about like her phone calls with her sister and just all the racist BS that happens being a Black woman in the Midwest. And like, as somebody living in Kansas, I'm like, 100%. Like I feel like I understand this, and I mean, but it's hilarious. Like they don't take themselves super seriously. It's really funny, but also like eye-opening of like, well, I'm gonna watch what I say, 'cause whatever. But yeah, it is. It's funny. Way light.
Yeah. The Beach Bum Bookworm started a channel that's about cozy mysteries.
Oh, hold on.
Oh, you're a booktuber.
Nice.
Yay!
There goes the threat to you, right?
That's awesome.
It is awesome.
I'm so jealous that you get to be a beach bum bookworm.
I know.
Tell us some of your favorite cozy mysteries. I love cozy mysteries.
And are you actually on a beach, or you just want to be?
Mentally, I feel like I'm a beach.
Right?
See, I'm not a beach person. I'm not a beach person, and I'm not a like winter person either. So like, I don't know. It's funny because we'll do those this or that, or say your whatever you want in your stories done on GIFs or something like that. Mm-hmm. And they're always like, what's your favorite season? And I'm like, I don't have a favorite season. I find fault with all of them.
Just like any of them.
All of them. I hate them all for some reason or another. There's not one that I like.
You're a Michigan girl. You're used to having all four.
So, Steph, would you say you're generally optimistic?
I don't know.
I mean, people ask like, "What's your favorite season to read in?" Or like, and I'm like, I really love all of them. Like, fall is for dark reads, winter's for Christmas, spring is for like rom-com and chick lit, and summer is like summer romance. I feel like they all serve their purpose. Like, why do I have to pick one?
Because fall is the coziest and the best. Yeah. Because like winter, like what do you read right now? You know,
historical fiction.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You're absolutely right.
Fiction goes well with winter. Yeah.
Yep. See, I love winter. Love winter.
What?
I like
to put me to sleep so that I'm like in my cozy, like, cozy blanket, and then I fall asleep while I'm reading something historical. I mean, is that what that purpose is for? Because
such a season hater.
It's because so many historicals are like bleak and gray, and like the setting is what my outside looks like right now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Yeah, I agree. I think that I used to love like the historical fictions that I really wanted to read. I would save for winter because it just was like the perfect time. Mm-hmm. I need to get back into it.
I like, especially live shows like this just make me like resentful that I have to do like life and I can't just go read a bunch of books. Right now, I really just want to get off and go read some Rita Sepetys or go read my Beverly Jenkins. But I'm just kidding.
I'm even getting into like reading cookbooks. Like, I don't know. I'm just finding it relaxing to like flip through and like look at the pictures. Like, you know,
that would make me hungry. It's like watching the Food Network. I'm like, no, this isn't working because now I need a snack.
I think that's why it's easy because I love Food Network.
Yeah. We binge Food Network here all the time.
I did until this pregnancy. Like, because we would watch all like the baking competitions and stuff, and I was so sick like this entire pregnancy that I was like, I cannot do it. And even now, I'm like, I mean, I don't know, I can't do it. I know, Annie, darn kid.
Nope.
Okay, what's your first name, Beach Bum Bookworm?
Okay.
Sewing Circle, Pepper Martin, Gladdy Gold, Darling Dahlias.
I've never heard of any.
Yeah. Add them to the list.
Yep.
Wow.
I arrived already as we were talking.
Okay. So I'm going to skip this next one because it's orange cover. Okay, Tiffany, hello. So favorite author to follow on Instagram?
Oh,
can I say
Jill Shelvis?
You can say whatever you want. It's your channel.
You can say it.
You can say it. Steph and I don't have to listen.
I know.
I don't follow authors on Instagram.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
She's a cozy mystery author I like. So
Who is it, Rainey?
London Lovett. She does independent. She's an independent author of cozy mystery. She has like 3 different series, and I've only read one of her series yet. But
Brittany C. Cherry is good too. She, especially lately, has been like posting TikToks and stuff, and they're funny.
Mm-hmm.
I actually like following Debbie Maycomber because she posts recipes, and I've tried some, and they are good.
Nice.
She posted this like crock pot. She called it Crocktober. So I started like, oh, I'm gonna do Crocktober. And it was like this Cajun chicken in the crock pot Alfredo, and it was good. So
Oh wow.
You guys ever feel like when you make crock pot meals, like you're just like nailing it at life? Like right now it's like 4:00 and I'm like, dinner's done. Nailed it. Check.
Yeah.
You know, like I just feel
buffalo chicken dip is in my crock pot. That's my
that sounds
Ours is
so
pulled pork.
good.
We have our pulled pork going right now.
I have nothing.
I don't cook ever.
I have chili. Chili's in there.
My husband cooks. I do not cook. I jokingly say I married him for his cooking skills because if it were left up to me, it would be chicken fingers and Kraft dinner or macaroni and cheese every night.
Yeah.
I have the palate of a 5-year-old.
Except we've talked about it. My 3-year-old definitely has a better palate.
Oh God, yeah, she eats far better than I ever did.
So, Chloe, I guess your guy's color was red to wear to the game today.
Uh-huh.
And like I'm scrolling through my Instagram, and a couple of the authors that I do follow have them like all showing all their red stuff. Mahone has his red shoes, and this guy has like this whole red suit thing going. Like, I don't know if I can get it in there.
Love it.
There you go.
Love it.
That's Travis
Right there.
Kelsey. Yeah.
Oh.
My sister. Doesn't this guy, he looks like a prince, you guys. Like, look at his bag and his stroll.
Yeah.
Is this the prince of Kansas City?
And then, of course, we have our one outlier who's not wearing any red. It's like, really, dude?
B team.
Oh, goodness.
That's
that is
funny.
so funny.
All right. Let's do one more prompt. Can we do one more prompt?
Yes. Okay, hold on. Let me see.
Before we do, Alicia Rye has some amazing IGs. Well, actually, they're TikToks, but she moves them to IG. She's so funny. She's been getting her significant other in on them, and they are absolutely hilarious.
Aww.
Hey, you guys, I just got an Amazon package too. Well, I was about to show my address, but it is. It's
Mail me something here.
It's one for my book account. Ooh, red cover, The Chain.
The Chain.
Ooh, by Adrian McKinty.
Wait, isn't that the book that Charles has been trying to get everyone to read?
This one sounds so good, you guys. This is about so it's like a chain letter of like somebody kidnaps somebody's kid, and in order to get your kid back, you have to like do something to somebody else's kid.
Karen read it. It was back in January, right?
Who?
Karen from Rather Be Reading read it.
I don't know.
Yeah,
and Charles is ready too.
Yeah,
it's from Izzy.
Charles is trying to get everyone.
That's so nice and so exciting. I wish I would have had this at the red cover because this is mine. Well, I don't think she's here right now, but thank you. Thank you. That was so exciting.
Well, that's fun.
Me too, Kim. Kim said she has leftovers. Me too. I've been eating leftovers since Thursday night, I feel
like. Okay, I'm trying to pick some favorites because we made it through 11 of 30.
By the way,
an hour and a half.
What tag was this? By the way, I was wondering that.
Rate the Romance on Instagram. She's got it's like a bingo board of 30 days of romance books.
Oh,
And
okay.
I saw Crystal from Crystal's Bookish Life go through all of these.
Right.
And yeah, I knew I would not be able to think of them for all of them.
Might be fun to do in March.
Oh, people want to know, what are you guys knitting?
Oh.
Rainey, go ahead.
I'm doing a baby blanket.
Baby blankets?
Yeah.
Oh,
Pretty.
And I'm knitting somebody's
love
little
those colors.
munchkins a little sweater.
Oh,
that's cute too.
I know. I showed Jeremy, and it's so cute. Little purple sweater.
I can't wait. Little Annie.
Little
Annie girl.
There might be two.
There might be two.
There might be two. Because you can't get one without the other.
Yeah.
No, that breeds something very, very weird.
Right. I had a sibling.
Kids,
I know these things.
Especially when it comes to these girls and accessories and things. Yeah, my girls
I'm happy I only have one.
There you go.
And a boy, man. I just feel like the accessories with girls are something else. Okay. Romance with poor reviews that you loved. So that's kind of the reverse of what we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
So book with poor reviews that you love.
Of course. I mean, 50 Shades of Grey gets so much hate.
Oh my gosh.
So much hate.
And now Steph has lost all credibility to everybody that doesn't know her.
But that's what got you into. Were you reading before you read 50 Shades, or is that the book that got you into romance?
I would have to say that's what got me into, like, firmly into reading and romance and everything like that. So, I mean, I have other books that, if you like go back and look at my Goodreads, to see the very first book that I read is not 50 Shades of Grey. It's actually a K.A. Lindy book, which is really weird because I don't know why I picked up that book before I picked up 50 Shades, but they all started like recommending in Amazon to each other, and then I just kind of fell down a spiral. I think 50 Shades is probably the reason I started going into the darker stuff, because at the time that's what I thought was dark. Now I know so much more that it's not what is dark. So yeah. I mean, I give it its credit. It did what it had to do, but you know, of course, I don't think it's the best thing ever written, and it needs all the awards or anything like that. So don't come for me. Keep trusting my reviews.
Well, I was like listening to the Fate Inmates podcast. They were like, 50 Shades came like right when Kindle came and like ebooks became a thing. The timing was like everything for that series, and it like changed the game for like romance and stuff. So
definitely,
I'm like, I haven't read it, but I have a respect for what it did. I haven't read it though.
I read the first one and I didn't get any further than that, and I didn't like the ending of the first one. Everybody kept telling me, you gotta go on and read the next one. I'm like, no, I'm good. I'm good.
It's because like the whole series is
I know.
HE art, not
I know.
You have to read. But yeah, no, I get you. I understand.
I had a female commander, right? I had a female commander, and she was like, hey Sarge, have you read that 50 Shades of Grey? And I'm like, no. You're like the top boss.
That's awkward.
Everybody was reading it. And I was like,
that's awkward.
But at the time I was reading like Joyce Meyer, a lot of like self-help, and I'm like, no.
I remember I was coming home from downtown and I was on the train, and this big burly guy sits opposite me and he's got his newspaper out. He's reading, and the newspaper slips and he's reading 50 Shades. I'm like, dude. he's like, my wife said I should read this.
That's awesome.
I like portion on.
That's funny.
I just looked to see if there was one that's rated really low that I loved, and I have one. It's like a mystery thriller, maybe, Tangerine by Christine Mangan.
Oh, I remember seeing that one. I think the
there's
cover was that like the cover had a woman on it or something.
Oh, where'd it go?
Yeah. Oh, so did you?
I gave it 5 stars. I loved it, and it's only
Okay.
3.2 on Goodreads, which is pretty low.
Mhm.
But I thought it's a perfect summertime read because it's just like hot and sticky, and they're in Tangier, and like the atmosphere. Yeah.
What is that? Somebody watching
Huh?
TV.
Oh, it might be.
Is
my
it you,
husband.
Steph?
Yeah, because he came back downstairs. He was upstairs folding.
I want to know. Okay, so let's see. Poor reviews that you loved. I can't think of anything, but probably a lot. I feel like
I took a look at my Goodreads and Love Your Life by Sophie Kinsella. I enjoyed it. I gave it 4 stars, and it's not the best with ratings, but I thought it was cute.
I think Antonella liked that. Didn't you, Antonella?
I think sometimes it again, like with timing, like you may pick up a book that has really bad reviews, but it's like the book that you needed at that time, and you're like, I love it.
Krista,
Yeah, like the other Sophie Kinsella.
Krista, have you read Whitebird by R.J. Palacio?
Yeah.
It's a middle grade graphic novel, and it was so good. I mean, it's rated really high, but it was so good.
Yeah, it's very good.
Can we get any middle grade March hints? Like any hints?
Is Katie still here?
No.
Katie can okay it.
Tuesday, you'll get everything on Tuesday morning, right?
Oh, okay.
That's fair.
That's the hint that we need.
Yep.
The
Yeah,
good enough.
weight is not a lot. Oh, Home for the Holidays by Sarah Richardson. That one has a 4.07, and I didn't like that.
Yeah, that was the one that 3 of us read.
Yeah.
Oh,
The Royal Holiday, I liked that okay, and it has a 3.5. And The Proposal has a 3.47. I like that.
You're talking
series.
about The Royal Holiday and The Proposal by Jasmine Guillory, 2 books that I absolutely hate and will never, ever, ever, ever
I
read
like
a
them.
Jasmine
Ever?
Guillory book again. Ever, ever, ever. She's going on the shelf with Colleen Hoover.
Oh, shots
How about you
fired.
just unhaul all of your hatred to me?
Don't be killing that. Don't hold on to that.
Now I stopped at The Proposal because I didn't like The Proposal either.
Oh my gosh. Can I just stop and tell you that the Honey Don't list is rated lower than Twice in a Blue Moon?
Really?
Twice in a Blue Moon was
Wow.
terrible.
It was my least favorite of theirs.
Wow.
That's so bad.
I think I decided I don't really care for Christina Lauren either. Like
What?
I liked the Honeymooners okay, and I liked Love in Other Words okay, but neither one of them blew me away. And then I read those 2 that you just said, Honey Don't List and Twice in a Blue Moon, and really didn't like them.
Yeah.
Either one of them. So I'm like, I think I just might be done with Christina Lauren. Like maybe she's just not for me.
Yeah. Have anybody read Megan Miranda books? She's a thriller. I hated
Yes.
All the Missing Girls. I hated
Is that the one with the Ferris wheel on the cover?
Yeah.
Yes.
And it was told backwards?
Yes.
Oh, I loved that. I thought it, but then again, I'm
Of
not
course
a
you
huge
did.
thriller writer. Come on, Chloe.
What do you mean backwards? What do you
So
mean?
it's like, okay, well, and like that's part of the reason I hated it is because it was so confusing because it's like, so you start and you find out something happened and then you go to like 15 days away from that and then 14 days away
Yeah.
and then 13 days away. And so it's like, wait, what do I know right now and what do I not know? Because you start at the beginning. And so you know like everything, but you don't know what the characters know. And that it was just so confusing. And
I
yeah,
loved
I
it.
think Tara was with me on not liking that. Hey Nicole, I'm glad you're here.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of
Honeymooners.
confusing books or confusing like twisty type things. I need to know like what's going on. And
Mhm.
Yeah.
I don't mind flashbacks. Flashbacks are fine, But when it starts to get too twisty, I'm just like, I need you to get to it. Can we get to it?
Like well, and I spent more time trying to be like, wait, so do we know this or whatever or not? And like, in the end, I'm like, I just have to work way too hard, and that wasn't even that good.
One of my first ever, I guess, like thrillers or mysteries was actually a classic, Rainey Lorraine. And it was Lady Audley's Secret by Mary Elizabeth Braddon. And to this day, I love it because you find out, at the very beginning it happened. And then you spend the rest of the book seeing how it happened. And I was like, oh, this is so good. And
I love that
for a classic. Yeah, I really liked it. I was like, we know this crazy Lady Audley did it, but how did she do it? It's like, well, we do.
Novels are bonkers. They don't like hold anything back, and well, maybe except for some sexy times, but I don't know. Sometimes there's a little sexy times, but it's pretty behind closed doors. But it's But yeah, as far as everything else, it's bonkers.
I love that when it's like, boom, here's what's going on. And then like jerks you back to like, okay, let's figure this all out.
Yeah, what happened.
Yeah, I really like that. Okay, let's see. What are some more? Your favorite female lead?
Esme from The Bride Tests by Helen Huang. I
read The Kiss Quotient and like I liked it, but I didn't love it, and so I just haven't gone on.
The Kiss Quotient and The Bride Test feel very different.
Okay.
The Kiss Quotient was fun and sexy, and The Bride Test is like she literally leaves Vietnam from scrubbing the floor and scrubbing toilets as a single mom, single parent. I forgot about that. And comes to America, goes to school, gets a job, is arranged marriage, but like gets herself situated. It was so good. It's such a good book.
Yeah.
Y'all should try it. Don't think like, okay, I didn't like The Kiss Quotient, because they're different. They're different.
Yeah. They are very different.
I'll get to it eventually.
Sarah just can't be bothered.
Yeah, because I was definitely about to ask Sarah about that face that she gave as soon as Chloe said The Kiss Quotient. I was like, what is this face? Why haven't I seen this?
I just didn't like it. I'm sorry. I just didn't like it. I know it's a darling, but
I thought it was fine. I feel like lately, like everything has been fine.
I just feel like I'm getting old, and I'm just like, yeah, I don't care.
The Kiss Quotient, I think it was like super popular because everybody was like, oh my gosh, it has autism rep. And then the more romance that I read, I'm like, she's not the first author to include an autistic character at all.
Exactly.
I love, what was it? Krista, what was that book we read by Tracy Garvis Graves?
Oh, The Girl He Used to Know.
I like that.
That's good.
I mean, the female. Hi.
Did you like it, Krista?
Yeah, I did.
I
thought I loved the guy.
I love the guy. That guy.
And loving and nurturing. Like, I just loved him.
I loved him.
Was his name Nicholas or something? I don't remember. But
Noah? Was it Noah?
I don't know.
I don't know, but he was definitely a cinnamon roll because like so it was a second chance romance. She was on the spectrum somewhere, and he was like so patient and kind with her, and gentle is the word Krista used over and over, and because it was just so perfect of like he was just so gentle and understanding, and like she broke up with him or she wronged him.
Yeah.
And yet he like comes to her like, it's okay, like let's talk about this.
Yeah.
Oh, Nicole. Oh no.
Oh no.
Nicole is ruthless sometimes. She's another one. Like if she says, like I love Ollie, like looking at people's reviews for stuff, and I'm like, dang, Nicole, you didn't like this one either.
Nicole and I are almost like Sarah and I. Like we pick up a lot of the same stuff, and we're really interested in a lot of the same stuff. But like she was just talking about how much she loves the Ones Who Got Away series by Ronnie Lauren, and I hated that.
Oh, I loved that series.
I loved The Girl You Used to Know.
Basically, Sarah and Nicole are like book twins. And
Right?
Yeah, there you go.
you like the same stuff, but you don't always feel the same about it.
Yep.
Now we just need to get Sarah and Nicole to read the same book at the same time. So
Yeah, and see what we think. Yeah.
we can test the theory.
Right.
This is high experimentation. We're scientists.
Ainsley just woke up.
Aw.
Hi, Ainsley. We're at our meeting.
Yeah. I always go up to my office and say I have a meeting, and she says she has a meeting too. She had mass this morning, and I sent the girls a picture of the temperature. It was like feels like -6 or something. It's like, child, you better know how much I love you that I'm going out in this bed. Okay, go get your treat. Okay, let's see. Kennedy Ryan has good women. That's good.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Oh yes,
Trouble
love,
Dating.
love all of Kennedy Ryan's ladies.
Yes. I loved Leah. That was my favorite book of last year. I don't know why I didn't think of it.
Let's see. Favorite sports romance? Do you guys read a lot of that?
Pretty much
Not really.
anything. Megan Quinn, Kennedy
Yep.
Ryan. Goodness, who else? There's somebody else. Alexa Martin. Loved every single one of those playbook series.
That was hashtag obnoxious.
Yeah. Well, so whenever I tell people to read that series, I always preface it with that beginning first book. If you can get past the whole hashtagging and then get into the rest of the series, the hashtags the hashtags go away. They become less and less. But yes, it is very, very obnoxious in the beginning of that book.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I remember we had just moved into this house when I read that. And so I was painting Ainsley's room and listening to it on audio. And I was
God,
like,
they're driving nuts.
Oh, and I could imagine. Oh, I could just imagine. Because I think I listened to it as an arc on text to speech. So you can just imagine text to
Hashtag
speech
this,
going.
hashtag this, hashtag this. Number sign this, pound sign
yeah,
this.
right.
Yeah.
One of my favorite books ever it's not a sports romance, but it's sports nonfiction. It's about girls in sports and mental health, called What Made Maddie Run, about this track runner that killed herself. It is so good. The author narrates it, and I still get chills every time I see that book.
Yes.
And it taught me a lot.
That's like this book, Heroine, that I put for the black and white cover. It's about a softball player. She gets into a traffic accident and breaks her leg or her arm or something or another. She breaks something, but then she gets hooked on codeine or oxycodone. And it talks about the epidemic that's going on, and it's not nonfiction. I'm pretty sure it's a fiction, but it's a hard look at YA young people in high school and college, and after things happen like that, getting hooked on the drugs, on the prescriptions, and then turning that prescription into something else, and the things that can happen with it. So
yeah,
I really enjoyed that, but that was a interesting sports. It's not a romance. It's just a sports book.
Yeah. The Hardest Fall by Ella Mays. Nicole, I would read that with you this fall.
So I'm not a fan of hockey, and I know I'm going to get kicked out of the country for saying that, but I really liked the Brooklyn Bruiser series by Serena Bowen. That one's good, but it's got a lot of hockey in it. My husband goes, well, yeah. So I'd be like, what is they doing now? I don't understand.
Yeah.
Because it was
For
a lot
hockey,
of it's a lot of you're in the game. When they're playing, you're in the game. It was really technical.
Have you guys read Head Over Heels by Hannah Orenstein about the gymnastics?
No,
good.
I have
It's
that.
yellow.
One. I haven't read it.
Yellow.
Yes, yellow.
Yellow.
Why is Goodreads being dumb? Not finding books. Oh,
Yes. I'm doing that on my phone.
immediate problem, but I feel like lately I have not been able to find books that I know are out already.
Yes.
And like I will put like the Four Winds. I will put like I was in the bookstore trying to look up the synopsis and I couldn't. It wouldn't find the Four Winds.
Yeah, it never worked for me in the bookstore.
There was Curse Breakers one, A Vow So Whatever by Bridget Kemmerer wasn't showing up for me the other day. I just was looking up what made Maddie run because I wanted to add that to my.
I love it, Krista. Now my fingers are crossed. I'm nervous. I hope you love it.
Bree, I have another. This book you talked about like 75 years ago, and I've been on the hunt for it forever, and I found it. I got it, and I haven't read it yet. But I'm like, every time I see it, I'm like, Bree said this is so good.
Yeah, I didn't know you read that one, Bree. I like that one a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really good.
I remember all your book things, Bree. I miss you.
Right?
You are my influencer.
I feel like now I should reread it. Like it's Valentine's month, and that book would be perfect to read this month. I might have to break it off the shelf.
See it.
Okay, so that cover makes me think of.
Y'all are really making me want to read right as I'm getting out of my reading slump and back into BookTube videos. I got COVID and haven't read one thing, but now I do.
Oh no.
Yeah, this is so motivating to go and read.
Yeah.
But my like all-time favorite thing to do is read while football is on in the background. Like it's just the perfect amount of paying attention to everything that I love. And so maybe my two children will allow it, but I kind of doubt it. But maybe. Jeremy just said maybe if you go watch by yourself in the other room.
No, Krista, that book cover makes me think of Under the Tuscan Sun. Have you guys read that? Do I need to read that?
I haven't.
I read that years ago.
I unhauled it.
I liked it.
I started it, but the audiobook wasn't matching the words in the book. So I was like, oh no.
That's frustrating.
Oh, so you got the abridged version instead of the unabridged version?
She arrived in Italy, stuff happened, she went home.
And I really want to read it. I think I still have it. I don't think I unhauled
The
it.
movie is fantastic.
I think
I love the movie.
I love when a sticker comes off really nice. I just had a sticker.
Oh, it's so satisfying.
It's like happy times.
When it peels off so nice and it doesn't leave anything.
It's the little things in life.
You guys, so I love my used books. I really, really love them. But like this right now is giving me so much joy. It's like
brand new,
opened, and I don't know. And yeah, I'm just so excited about this.
I don't know, y'all. The nothing beats when you get on Thrift Books and they're like, you have a free book.
Oh,
like,
I know.
I don't order from Thrift Books. I've had such bad luck when.
Oh, really?
I am a little bit. I get used books all the time, but I'm super particular. I like them to look new.
Yeah.
And so when Thrift Books says that it's like new, and then it comes with a piece of crap, I'm really frustrated by that.
But have you talked to their customer service? Because they have been great.
No.
You need to, because I have like, especially, like I have
only ordered from there maybe 2 or 3 times, but both like every time I feel like that's been the case. I'm like, I'll just do Book Outlet. Forget it.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah. They've all like it's happened 2 or 3 times for me that I've ordered a fair amount, but where it's not been great. And they've said, do you want another copy or a refund? And they'll do it. And
that's
pretty easily. So
the book that we were talking about, we've talked about What Made Maddie Run. It's by Kate Fagan. And then we've talked about Juliet's Letters by Glenn Dixon.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. What's a book you often recommend to others?
The Best Man by Kristen Higgins.
She recommended it to me.
I love that book so much.
I think you got to know what the person's into.
I don't care. I don't care if you read science fiction. Read The Best Man by Kristen Higgins.
I'm always like, tell me what you read first before.
No, it's true. No, that's true.
I recommend The Story of a Girl and Her Monster, middle grade.
I recommend Flow and Grip and Still by Kennedy Ryan to a lot of people. Like as soon as once I read the series, and then for a long time afterward, I would recommend. But then I also do the whole, what's your like 3 favorite movies, to, make sure the things that I recommend to a person are to their taste, just because some people aren't for the same things.
It's true.
That's a good way to find out what people like.
Yeah.
Like that.
I've never thought of that before.
Oh,
Steph.
Antonella, I'm reading that sometime this month.
I got to get to that one.
Oh, that is a good one. Like Lovers Do? Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Diane
don't know,
Chamberlain.
y'all.
Oh, The Dream Daughter. I recommend that to everybody except Sarah.
I'm the only one who's not allowed to read it.
Yeah.
It will be a big trigger book for me.
Yeah. If you have, if you're triggered by child heart conditions, don't do it. Everybody else, do it.
Nicole's my Diane Chamberlain book pusher. Bree's my Anna Kearsley book pusher.
We need another one already.
Rainey was
Jeez.
I know that was a long time ago. Rainey was my classics book pusher.
Yeah. Rainey motivates me
I
to
feel like I
like
don't know if I have like specific books that I feel like I recommend a ton.
middle grade. I would say
I mean, in general, middle grade, read it all.
I got The Girl Who Drank the Moon because of you and Katie, and I love it.
Aoife is here and she recommends The Breakdown by B.A. Paris and I Let You Go by Claire McIntosh. B.A. Paris, I second that. Anything by B.A. Paris is great if you're wanting thrillers, like especially like domestic thrillers.
Aoife, your picture is gorgeous. You're
I know, right?
Like she is just so pretty, and the hair and the eyes, like her eyes.
Oh, I
just
know.
pop. She's just
I know.
gorgeous.
Love it. Oh, that's
Right.
another Irish readathon in March too. There's
Yes.
Ooh, nice.
How can I forget that?
Is there a book that is Irish middle grade mystery? Because if so,
And go.
We need to find it.
Yeah.
there's Spying on Miss Mueller is one of our book club choices, and I think that is German, not Irish. I know it's not Irish.
I want to see what's in the lead. I hope the Babysitters Club book wins. Our Babysitters Club mystery.
Tasha, I really like that too. The Lizzie Gardner series by Tara Reagan. John, I'm just kidding. You can have whatever opinion you want.
Does it start? What time does it start?
It starts at 5:30 in an hour, and
Okay.
one of my kids is up, and when the other one's up, I'll have to go. But
I was just looking at my phone.
Wait, 5:30 Central
My
Standard
time.
Time?
I think so. I think
6:30?
coverage starts 5:30. Yeah.
6:30.
Oh, okay. Because I
Well,
looked like
I-
it's 5:30 right now, and and that means I need to go because I need to make sure that I am here for
Yeah,
the
it's
halftime
5:30.
show. I need to see the halftime.
Who
show.
is the halftime?
Who's the
show?
halftime
I
show?
talked about that.
The
The
weekend.
Canadian, the weekend.
The weekend.
Who?
The weekend.
I don't even know who that
I
is.
don't know who that is.
You will see
I'm
tonight.
old.
I know who that is, and he's not.
I got a
Okay, I
Facebook
gotta look this.
memory
The
of-
name sounds familiar.
I'm a little upset because like last year, J-Lo and Shakira killed it. So I'm like, what's he gonna do to top last year's? I
He
hope
is
I look like
spending-
that.
Okay,
at
but
your
last
age.
year I was
He
like,
is spending so much money of his own to make this show like crazy good. I mean, because
Good for
his
him.
whole entire album is a concept album. So if you watch all of the videos from number 1 to the end of his album, they all go in progression, all the videos. And that's why when you see him sometimes, he'll have like bandages on his face for different videos. And his newest one that he just released, his face is looking all kinds of crazy. It's all because the videos, if you watch the videos in order, it's a whole concept, which is why he's spending so much money, because I believe he's going to do something with his songs from this album, and it's all concept. So, I can't wait. I can't wait.
I don't know what's her Amanda Gorman, the poet from the inauguration, who's amazing. She's
Yes.
gonna read a poem at the pregame show too.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not part of the halftime thing, but I don't know that they've ever had a poet at
Yeah, that's interesting.
so
Yeah, that is very interesting.
so Aoife came. The house on Hawthorne Road has a time travel mystery element, plus the making of Molly.
Ooh.
Is a good middle grade about Irish suffragettes.
Oh,
I have that one on my want to read list because she talked about it in a video and it looks super cute.
Yeah.
I'm going to Goodreads now. I see some Jill Shalvis chatter in the comments.
Wildstone, animal magnetism.
Gotta love ourselves some Jill Shalvis.
The making of Molly.
Would I like
Here, I'll put it back up.
Is
You
Miley
would like
Depends on the
Cyrus
Wildstone
singing
series.
the
Yeah.
national
So
anthem?
many people were just talking. What?
What?
Hi, Presley.
What'd you say, Sarah? When
I said the Wildstone series you would like. If you were able to handle Sleepless in Manhattan by Sarah Morgan, you could definitely listen. What do you think, Bree? The Heartbreaker Bay? I think if you can, yeah.
I think,
Yeah.
I mean, Wildstone's more.
Because who was it?
We
It
might
was
like that.
Lindsay, right? That was like, I don't want it. There's too much cussing in these.
My
and you're like,
mom listened to the Heartbreaker Bay series, like the first 2 books. She's just, they're very sexy. But my mother also read all the the Winston Brothers series too.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah,
like that. So
I
And
think Rainey would like Wildstone.
I think so too. You would love Wildstone,
okay, I'll put that on my list then.
the Lost
So
and Found Sisters.
about Joe Chavis, and then you talk about how she's sexy, and I'm like, maybe that's not for me. But
They're not
she's
bad.
she's a cool old lady.
Oh, she's awesome.
I just thought she just had another grandbaby.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, me
really?
too.
Did you? Oh, her Instagram video from today is her granddaughter pushing the shoveling the snow. It's adorable.
So
Okay.
let me get this straight. I'm the sexiest reader here, right? Is,
Yeah.
is that what I'm gathering?
Yes,
By
ma'am.
a lot.
Yes, ma'am.
Books
You're this
for
end of the
romances
spectrum.
here.
You're wearing animal print right now, Steph.
Oh, Antonella said who's singing the national anthem. Do we know who's singing the national anthem?
I can
I was
Google
saying, I
it.
think it's Miley. I think it's Miley Cyrus. I
Ooh.
think.
What?
I could be wrong. Or maybe
Is she
she's
still around?
performing with The Weeknd. Yes, she is. She's
It's
crazy.
Eric
I'm
but
so out
she
of
is.
touch with music. I'm so old.
Eric Church and Jasmine Sullivan.
Now you said a name I know.
They're singing together?
Jeremy used to always get called Eric Church because he kind of looks like him, I guess, and he would wear like the aviators at
Gators.
football tailgates, and yeah.
Hey guys, I
Hi,
got
Presley.
somebody coming to my house unexpectedly, so
Oh, okay. Well, bye, Rainey.
Hi.
Congrats on 1,000.
Congratulations.
You deserve it.
thanks. So do you. Bye.
Yes.
Bye.
Yeah.
Bye. Okay, let's do one more, and then I probably should go too. Let's do a book you were surprised you love.
Oh,
Oh.
Jane Eyre. Because I'm not a classics reader, but I really like Jane Eyre.
I finished this one today and I was surprised that I loved it. Kind of. It's a romantic suspense. And I was like, it's a romantic suspense sometimes is too much for me, but I loved it. I don't do it.
Here, Press.
I would say probably Dear Girl by Asia Mayrock, because that's a
Poem.
poetry collection. And I found it on NetGalley one night, and it was like, I don't like poetry really. And it was just like the middle of the night. I need something to listen to while I'm up. And it was like, I think I cried at that too. It was so good.
Yeah. I love that.
It just caught me off guard, I think, is like I didn't have any expectations.
House of Salt and Sorrows by Erin Craig is Nicole's. Oh,
Why?
Denny by Rebecca Weatherspoon.
Oh, The One is Good by John Mars. And that would be a good, like, if anybody is wanting to get into kind of thrillers, that would be a good one because it moves really, really fast. And it's a concept that is just so intriguing.
Have you read anything else by him? Because I've only read
Yes.
that one. So now
I
I'm curious
have.
about stuff by him too.
I have read, what was it called? Hold on, I'm going to have to look.
Is it like The Passenger? Is another one?
No, I haven't read The Passengers. I read one of his older ones. And I can't remember. Hold on. John Mars. When You Disappeared, and it was not nearly as good.
That's the story keeper said when he disappeared.
But that is one that starts like we know something like the husband disappeared 20 like it's like he disappears and then we go back 25 years or something. I think. Let's see. Yeah, a lot of nonfictions shock me.
Yes.
Them.
Speaking of that,
Words of Clover used to have a different channel name. I feel like
Fred Weasley
died.
Oh, okay. I remember. I used to be obsessed with your channel.
I adore her.
I still am.
I like don't watch BookTube as much as I used to.
I was surprised I liked them because I'm not a memoir person, but I really liked Furiously Happy by Jenny Lawson, and I'm so excited about her new one coming out.
I did love that one. I listened to that as an audiobook, and then I went out and got the book so that I could see the pictures and have it.
Have you read her first one, Let's Pretend This Never Happened?
No.
Yeah.
That one is really back and read anymore.
That's the only two that she has.
She has a bookstore here. I'm gonna go check it out. She has an independent bookstore here.
Yes, it's called Nowhere Bookshop.
Mm-hmm.
I want to go when I can travel.
Wait for you to come down. I'll wait for you.
I know, right? You'll be waiting a while, Bree, because the borders ain't open right now. Unless I sneak across. I love this night.
Yeah, I know.
That's really better. That's how Canadians sneak. We're very
funny hands.
You know.
Has anybody read Barack Obama's new memoir?
No.
I haven't. It's huge. The thing is huge.
I'm on wait list for the audiobook because I think it would be great to listen to on audio. But like, yeah, let me check out the next month of my life. I gave it to my dad for Christmas and I was like, good luck. Because they go on vacation for 6 weeks and he reads a ton. So he normally packs a ton of books, but I was like, this should get you. Oh, Antonella, what did you think of it? She did.
She's read everything.
Yeah,
seriously.
What hasn't Antonella read?
So Sarah and Aoife, I have questions for those of you who change your channel names. Like, do you slip up a lot? Because I would totally, if I ever changed, I'd be like, hi, this is Chloe from
Stephanie Uncensored.
So I did a Read Bliss video. It was the introduction video, Steph, you know, the one that we've all been doing. So I do my entire intro video and I'm like, hi, this is Sarah from Steeped in Books. Then while I'm editing and I'm like, son of a, I had to go back and re-record.
Yeah.
So yes,
I loved on one of your lives, you asked, does anybody know what Books and Jams were? And that, like, your OGs, I do for sure. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I do love your name
I've thought about changing my name so many times because, like, Jams, like, I don't talk about music. I don't jam. Like, it's because I used to sell Jamboree nails, which I haven't done for years and years. But at this point, I'm like, I'm 5 years old.
Like, come here real quick.
So
you guys, Jeremy is a far better parent than I am, and he's taking Ainsley out right now, and she's wearing a snowsuit and a coat and like 3 hats, and she's like, "Bye, Mom."
I love it.
Awesome. Oh, by the way, Chloe, how's that hair growing back?
Mine?
No, Jeremy's.
My gosh. It's back. It's all back fine and well. But so yeah, if you guys did not see it, Jeremy, he cuts his own hair because he doesn't like the way I do it. And he gets very OCD about like how the fade is done. And so he gets very, very anal and I never do it right. And so he decides to cut his own hair. So he was doing that for a while. And then he's in the bathroom one night and I'm in bed. It's like 9:30 and I hear and like he doesn't come out, doesn't say anything, doesn't do anything for like 5 minutes. And then he walks out and he's like, what do I do about this? He went right down the middle, no guard. And like, Jeremy, come here real quick.
Oh, Jeremy.
But his hair was like pretty long at the time. So it was like Oh my gosh, it was so funny. And he went right down the middle. So like there was nothing he could do. So he was no guard, like barely any hair. And we had family pictures the next day. And I was you look like
great.
Eminem.
It was great.
You look like Eminem.
So
And like you belong in like I don't even know. Let's get you some sweatpants and
a hat.
yeah.
You
That's
know?
why I was like, can we do beanie? It was bad.
fedoras.
But I was like, maybe my fade's not so bad, huh?
Yep.
But yeah, it's back. Okay, let's
So
see.
Antonella says that Barack's book is pretty heavy on politics.
Oh, okay.
Does she love the private shared moments?
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, that's sweet.
Yes.
That is cool.
Yeah, changing names is got to be hard.
Not just romance novels.
I know,
know.
right? I've done it like
They're
18
so
times
deep.
now. I'm like, Garrett just laughs at me. He's like, why are you still with me? I'm like, because divorce is real expensive.
Right?
I mean, because I love you.
Exactly.
So what are we gonna be reading next?
Oh, good question.
So I'm reading a lot of things. Indigo, Queen Move,
Ooh,
and
by the way, sorry, don't mean to interrupt you.
Nope,
If you
go.
want Indigo, under it's under the $5 whatchamacallit Audible thing as well.
I don't have
So
Audible
if you
Plus,
want to listen,
though.
oh, you don't have Audible Plus? Okay, sorry. But I saw that one, so I'm thinking about going to buy that one. Just it
Yeah,
jogged my memory.
I had such bad FOMO about the Audible Escape stuff when that readathon was happening right before it went away. But I also don't care that it went away because I never had it. So,
Mhm.
There you go.
but then also you'll never believe what happened to Lacey. So I'm going to be reading all of those.
Okay.
But I'm
Sarah.
buddy reading with Elena Reads Books, and I'm like so excited about that.
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
remember. Oh, The Winning Season by Rochelle Allers. I'm starting next. And I was so excited. I'm like, oh, it's Super Bowl Sunday. I'll start it today. And it's a football book. No, it's a baseball book. Whatever. Sports book.
Krista, what are you reading next?
Well, I'm reading these two still, Underground Railroad and You Have a Match. And then next, I'll probably be picking up The Children's Blizzard and Pride by Evie Savoy.
Okay.
I want to read that one.
Nice.
What are you reading next?
The Pursuit of Truth, the Katie Richards book that you were just talking about.
I got that
Because,
one
you know,
too.
I gotta be on your level and read that one. And then I have 3 more Salvation Society books to read, and then I have a slew of arcs that plopped on over the last couple days that I have to read and enjoy those.
When it rains, it pours when it comes to arcs.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
How about you, Bree?
I don't know. I literally finished the book before we got on, and I don't know.
Fair enough.
I don't know. Probably I think I'm gonna read like 2 issues of Giant Days tonight. Like I'm in a
Nice.
graphic novel. I need a graphic novel break, so I think I'm gonna do that.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
It's a good idea.
Cool. Okay. Well,
Cool.
I
Well,
think-
congratulations.
Congratulations.
So,
you guys, thank you so much for taking time out of your afternoon to hang out. It was so fun, and all these recommendations are awesome. And everybody in the chat, thank you, thank you,
Yes.
thank you. Yeah, have a good Sunday. Go Chiefs! Whoop whoop. Or go the weekend.
Hold on. I know we're gonna go, but I want to get like a boomerang for Instagram. So hold on. There we go. Oh shoot! My freaking doorbell. My doorbell's going off. Okay, hold on. Story boomerang. Okay, everybody wave on 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Okay, got it. All right, we can get off.
Okay.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.